Hello guys, and welcome to another video from the Boxing Locker with me, Matt Goddard, former professional boxer, now boxing coach. I've said that a trillion times now, you guys must be getting fed up of it. I'm gonna have to come up with a new little jingly intro at some point. Anyway, today's video I'm going to be taking you through the most important places to target to do the most damage to people when you are throwing your punches, okay? So in a boxing match, we are obviously limited on where we can punch people. So all of these places are going to be legal targets, okay? Legal targets only. No nut shots, no back of the hip, no back of the ear, although that is a great shot, but no back of the ear, no neck, none of that, all right? We're just gonna go through legal, valid punches in a boxing environment that you need to be targeting all the time to do as much damage as possible, okay? So, first target primarily should be thrown the jab at the nose, okay? Why do we jab at the nose? We jab at the nose because when the nose keeps getting hit, the eyes swell, the eyes water, it clouds the vision. It's difficult to keep moving forward. So we're targeting the nose, okay? We don't want to be landing all our big shots on the nose. Big shots on the nose do very little damage. There's a lot of bone structure around there. The nose itself is very soft. You may make the nose bleed. In a professional environment, that won't do anything to stop a fight. It's pretty redundant. So we need to be landing our bigger shots elsewhere. But that jab, popping on the nose, bop, 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 all the time. Pop that jab, pop that nose. Watch what happens when the eyes swell up. A really good example of this is Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya fight. De La Hoya's face was like, and it was just because Pacquiao kept just flicking him with them straight shots right on the nose all the time. Okay, so that's number one target. Number two target is the temples. Now, you may have seen someone get caught high on the head, get that temple shot coming through. What happens? Their legs go all wobbly and they're trying to hold themselves up and they're flopping all over the place. That's why we target the temples. High on the temples not only discombobulates and confuses the legs, but it makes it very difficult for you to regain your faculties. You're here, you're all wobbled, and you've got to try and refocus your vision. It then becomes easier to land more shots if you're patient and you don't rush, okay? So high on the head, okay? Not just the temples, above the temples coming downwards and as near around the ear as you possibly can. So I'm talking about this whole area here, Very, very damaging place to land, okay? Another place, the ear itself, okay? Behind the ear is an illegal blow, but if you land on the ear, that's perfectly fine. A similar sort of effect as landing to the temple. Also, because it lands in the point of the jaw, has a little bit more of a kind of a knockout effect. So if you land there, you can really start dropping people and hurting them. It really messes with your balance. Your inner ear is what controls your balance. Your middle ear is what controls your balance. You get caught on the ear, it really wobbles you and sends you flying. The other thing is, keep getting thudded around the ear. Hurts, okay? It's actual pain. You're going to keep feeling them shots to the ear, and it's really going to start having an effect. Even if somebody has a high guard and you're hitting them there, they're still going to be feeling that. So you have to target them ears, okay? Now, the point of the jaw here, okay? At this point, there's so many nerves and important arteries running through this point that the harder you can hit it, the more likely you are to put somebody to sleep. Okay, somebody like Julian Jackson hit people there all the time. Tommy Hearn's overhand right, chopping straight down into that exact point. Every great puncher has targeted that. Ernie Shavers, every great puncher has targeted that downwards arc onto the jaw, that chopping shot down. And those are the punches that really put people to sleep, okay? Now, as an out-and-out puncher, you'll always be looking for those. So you end up coming in against boxer punchers and they tend to be outboxing you, but they're still looking for the same punches. They're just a little bit more nuanced about it. So we're looking for that point of the jaw here. As the jaw squares off in, there's a real target just here, below the ear, below the temple at that point. Very, very damaging punch. Now, the last place on the head is the point of the chin, okay? That point of the chin right there, okay? Now, whilst you can knock people out hitting them here, it's very important that you recall or that you remember that you have to keep hitting the target in as many different angles as possible. If I land an uppercut, the chance of that as a single shot knocking somebody out are very low. It lifts the head, that's an effective punch. I chop down, aim at the same point across the chin. I punch down into it and I push the chin into the neck. Has a whiplash type effect on the neck. Push there, come back through with more punches. The chin itself isn't really going to be the kind of punch that puts people to sleep immediately, but it's a very nice setup for those punches, okay? So nose for the jab, temples to discombobulate, point of the jaw to knock people out, ears to confuse and hurt and confound, and chin to set everything up, right? So those are your targets on the head, and now we've got a few targets on the body, okay? So the sternum, okay? The breastplate, the chest plate, that there. You get hit with enough jabs on that, it's going to keep winding you. It's going to sap your energy. It's going to make it difficult for you to breathe, okay? You're not trying to kill people in this sport. You're just trying to inflict as much damage as possible in as short a time as possible so they don't want to be in the ring, okay? So we're targeting that breastbone all the time, driving straight into that with straight shots, dropping down and driving into it all the time, right? Solar plexus, just below that breastbone, at the point that your ribs connect, concave into this point here, it's called your solar plexus. Now, through that, you can target the diaphragm directly with uppercuts, chopping down onto it, left hooks, whatever it is. You can target that diaphragm, push the air out of their lungs. That's what gives you that winded feeling. And you can't breathe, you can't get any air in. Your diaphragm is frozen. There's nothing it can do, okay? So you can't make the lungs expand and deflate. So if they can't do that, they can't breathe. They go down, they take a knee, and then they have to go again, okay? So great punch, that solar plexus shot. It's difficult to land, a lot of nuance involved in getting that, setting it up. That's something I can go through another day. Now, the ribs. High on the rib cage, less damaging. You have a lot of protection from the lats, and you're in a position that makes it difficult to get to. Low on the rib cage, very damaging. The ribs themselves are quite weak here. The abdominal wall itself doesn't actually protect those lower ribs. You've got the elbows there. If you're clever and you can lift the guard, you can get under there and pick them shots, okay? So that left hook into the body here, the left hook comes in here. That liver shot, absolutely crippling punch if you land that. It's a really nice shot. Set up with the three, drop that under there. Canelo-esque, whap, bap, 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 bap. Whack, whack, bap. Really, really effective punch, does a lot of damage. And again, what you got to remember about body punches is they are money in the bank, okay? You're laying the roots to do as much damage as possible for as long as possible through the fight. So if you have a 10, 12, 8, 10, 12 round fight, then body shots, they're going to really start reaping their rewards late on a fight. As we see with Canelo, when he starts sapping those guys' energies, usually most guys are ahead after 5 rounds against Canelo. Then he starts getting more and more effective as they tire and weaken, okay? So, except for Bivol, but you know, you can't win them all unless you're Floyd Mayweather. Anyway, so there we have it, guys. Those are your targets to do as much damage as possible to make sure your punches are as effective as possible. As always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to check out the rest of my content. It's not all quite as exciting as that, but very effective, useful drills in all of my videos that you can utilize to really level up your game. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share everywhere, and have a wicked rest of your day. I appreciate you all. Thank you.